let's take a look. Few more scenario. Present value of growing annuity. Now, formula aside, most importantly, understand the scenario and you know how to use your financial calculator. Okay, the steps are. For example, you got this scenario here. $1,000, right? Okay, but now it's not $1,000 a year for 3 years. It grows, you know. Next year 1,050, and then another 5%, 1,157. Can you follow? Now, if you find the present value is 2605.18. 205.18. Okay? Now, this one you use the calculator, use the formula, you get the answer. Okay. Now, in your financial calculator, now I wouldn't want to explain so much. I wouldn't want to confuse you with this one. Now, in your financial calculator, now this one carefully. In your financial calculator, how are you going to do this? Now, listen very carefully. This is what we call present value of growing annuity. It is different from normal present value annuity. Normal annuity, $1,000 a year for 4 years, fixed. This one is $1,000 next year, but the following year grow by 5%, constant. It grows, but for specific period. Alright, if it's forever, it will be perpetuity, but this one is for specific period. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. There are steps you need to think of. Now, listen very carefully. You have to set this to begin mode. And then your I must be what we call adjusted I. I minus G, 1 plus G. Then you can find your present value for this one. Now listen very carefully. How are you going to key this in your financial calculator? First, please wire everything to 1. Right, begin mode. Okay? Right, and then your what we call your I. Now listen very carefully. I'll give you time to copy. Again, I copy. Now this will take a bit of practice. A bit complicated. Your interest is how much? Interest is how much? Alright, interest is 10. Your growth is 5. But to key in your adjusted I, now listen carefully, get a time. You must key in like this, 10 minus 5, absolute, divided by 1.05. This one is exception. Now, use your calculator. 5 divided by 1.05, what do you get? 5 divided by 1.05, what do you get? 5 divided by 1.05, what do you get? Okay, you get 4.76. Okay, right, you get 4.76. Okay, you get 4.76. Now, listen very carefully. And then after that, your PMT, you can key this in as 1,000. You key this in as 1,000. Your PIN, how many years? 3. Compute your present value. Now try this one, your calculator. Answer this one first. Now try. 10 divided by 5 divided by 1.05. Now those who are using calculus, please erase your memory. Don't overwrite every time. Shift 9, clear variable, execute, AC. Okay? Alright, set begin mode. Your I, 5 divided by 1.05 equal 4.76. This is your I. PMT 1000 and 3. Compute present value. Now what do you get? Now try this out. Okay? Alright. Your I, you miss 5 divided by 1.05. Now 5. Set begin mode. N is 3. N is 3. N is 3. Execute. I, 5. Just 5 divided by 1.05. 1.05. Just 10 minus 5. Execute. 4.6, whatever. Alright, present value you don't know. PM, you scroll down. PMT 1000. 1000. Execute. Okay, right. Then after that you find present value. Solve. Now, what do you get? Now, what do you get? 28. What do you get? 2865.75. Now, you're wondering, hey, why the answer different from this? It's actually the same. Let me explain. Now, in your exam, alright, what is the accepted practice for CFP, CFA and all this? This would be the answer. Now, why is it not the same as this one? It's actually the same. Now, listen carefully. This one here, remember what I said. This one is begin mode. Remember what I said. If this is begin mode, your PMT is 1000, it means what? Your present value is at year 0 or year 1?
0.
Right, your present value. Right, this one 1000, 1050, this is 1102 and 50 seconds. Okay, right? Now, if it's remember, end mode, if your PMT is year 1, present value is year 0. Now, if this one is begin mode, it means your present value is at what year?
0.
Year 1.
0 begin or?
No. You see, listen very carefully. Right, this one is begin mode. Begin mode. Remember the very first one example. This one here. Okay, right, this one. Now, this one you have to remember the exception. Now, this one here, 1000 year 0, whatever, begin mode, very simple. This 3486 at year 0, remember, same year with the PMT. Now, coming back to this example here, okay, coming back to this example here, alright, okay, if your PMT is 1000 at year 1, and this one is begin mode, it means this value 2865 is at year 1. This value 2865 is at year 1. Can you follow? Now, if you want to find the real present value, alright, the real present value, you discount this by another 10%. You discount this by another 10%. Now, simple calculator, 2865.75 divided by 1.1. 2865.75 divided by 1.1. What do you get? 2865.75 divided by 1.1.
2605.
Okay, right. You get 2605.18. Can you see it? Okay, right. So, right, can you follow? It's actually the same thing. But in your answer for CFP Module 1 and all this, this will be the answer. As a matter of fact, your unlikely, in your exam paper, you have this as an answer. This will be your answer. Can you follow? Okay, now let me repeat. You have this scenario here. Okay, alright. $1,000 a year, alright, for 3 years, but it grew at 5%. Okay, it's not constant. So this one must be what? Present value growing annuity. The steps you must take is begin mode, adjusted I. Right? So the adjusted I, this one must be absolute amount. 10 minus 5 divided by 1.05, 4.76 and so on. You get 2865. Why is it different from this? It's actually the same. Because this 2865 is the present value of year 1. Same year with the PMT. If you discount one more year, you will get exactly 2605. Okay, right? But in exam and so on, this will be the figure to solve. Can you follow? Okay, now let me move on. Right? Try a few more examples, then you have a better idea.